Hello, and welcome back. This video is about switching the object pooling from using a base class to using an interface. And a special thanks to all my supporters. Thank you for helping me help others. So we need to start by creating an interface, and we do that very similarly to our new C++ class. The difference is we scroll all the way to the bottom, and we find Unreal Interface. So I'm going to call this TD Pool Actor Interface. With that done, we then close the editor, wait for the red bar to go away, and hit reload all. So in C++, an interface is just simply class, the name of the interface, and you do some stuff in it. Generally, you create a bunch of functions which don't have any implementation, which we'll see, and then you can implement it. In Unreal, it creates a UObject version, so UInterface is derived from UObject. And it creates the normal interface. So we actually have two interface classes when we do it in Unreal. So to create our actual interface, I'm just going to go back to Pool Actor. I'm going to take these two functions, copy this over to the interface, throw this in here, and we do not want implementations in the interface, so we can just set these equal to 0. So that's all we need to do for the interface. When we go back to our Pool Actor, if we want to implement this interface in this Pool Actor, we can then just put a public ITD pool interface or pool actor interface, which it's not finding because we need to include it here. And control space. There we go. So we actually copy the functions from here. So obviously this interface is already being implemented by these two functions. So this class is also good to go. However, back in our pooled game mode, we are using our ATD pool actor for all of this stuff. We're going to convert everywhere we're using our pool actor just back to an actor. So in that case, this is going to be a actor. Actor. And we're just going to copy that into everywhere that has this one. And I'm going to rename this as well. So we have our TD pool actor class is now just actor class. Let's rename that to pool actor. So part of the reason I'm doing that is you'll see what the effect of renaming these variables are after we've been using them in the editor. So this functionality is the same as before. We're sending along our projectile to our get pool actor from class and pool actor. They were already derived from actor, so it doesn't actually change anything. These are being cast like they were already when they're being sent to these functions. So the changes to the functions themselves. First of all, I'll go through and change all the ATD pool actor to just a actor. All right, now back up to the top. The only errors we have now is that the two interface functions are not part of actor, so it's complaining. So to fix that, we have our pool actor, and we want to make sure that it is a actor that implements the interface. To call the function, we can just put a cast to the interface. And put that in parentheses. And there we go. I'll take that and I'll copy it and put it down here as well. Except this one was not renamed. We'll just do that here as well. And there. Similarly up here, we're just going to rename this one to our actor class. It's not strictly necessary, but it's good to keep it consistent. So that's all well and good now, but we also want to make sure that it's that this doesn't crash down here. So we're casting this actor to the interface, and if the actor, which we're basically getting or creating here, does not implement the interface, then it's going to be an issue. So the way we do that, there's effectively two ways. So the first is that in this function, we're sending the actor class. So it's a T subclass of the actor. That's a class here. It's an actor here. So for a class, we want to call, or in this case, we want to do an or and not. We're taking that actor class and we're calling implements interface. And the value we're sending to this function is actually the Unreal version of the interface. So that is the UTD pool actor one. Static class. So this ensures that the actor class implements that interface. When we create it down here, it's creating that class specifically. So obviously it implements the interface. And down here, the cast is valid and it's all good. And if you're not comfortable with that, you can also do this in a variable. So we could have an ITD pool actor interface. Just call this pool actor inter is equal to the value that we're casting. And then of course you'd want to make sure that pool actor inter is not null. And do it like that. I'm not going to do that in the other function, but that's how you can do that if you want to make sure that this is also valid. But this is superfluous or redundant because it is checking it up here. Down here, we're not using the actor class, we're using an actual actor, so it's a little different. In this case, all we need to do is cast. And we're effectively doing the same check that we're doing right here. If pool actor is not implementing this interface, then it's going to be null, and as a result, it will return. And for those paying attention, you may have noticed I forgot the not here, or the bang, or the exclamation mark. So now if we did not rename these function variables, and this is an Unreal thing, then we would be done. Instead, I'm going to hit F5 and I'll see in the editor. So back in the editor, anywhere that we're calling a pool actor or get pool actor from class, we have renamed the variable, so we now have actor class instead of pool actor class. We can then just control drag that up in here. Good to go. And we'll do the same for the spaces places that we call pool actor. So just drag that up there. And cannon projectile, drag that up there. Catapult projectile, drag it there. And I think back in projectile, there was one other version on hit target. There we go. So again, if the variable names were not renamed, there would have been nothing else we needed to do. So we'll just compile all these, make sure it's green. And with that done, we'll run it again. And we can see it's still working. Our projectiles are being reused. So there's not a big list. So the major benefit of using an interface instead of a base class is that if your other classes or blueprints are based on pawn or a character or whatnot, you wouldn't have to create a separate base class of a pawn or a character to make that, functionality work. You're still doing almost all the same steps. The difference is that the calls to get pool actor class in the game mode is consistent across because you're using an interface. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video and would like to see more, you know what to do. And if you would like to support this channel, watch these videos 2 weeks early, or just want to download the project files, you can do so through my Patreon linked below.